Welcome to another episode of the Realtor for Hoopers interview series. Today we have episode 7, and it is with Eric Garcia. Eric has had a wonderful career at Grandview High School here in Colorado, went on to Wofford College to have a great career there, then tried out for the Nuggets. That didn't quite work out. Then he had played in multiple stops overseas. In this episode, Eric just talks about his basketball journey and getting to play in all these amazing places around the country, like Cameron Indoor Stadium and things like that. And now that he's a trainer, kind of instilling the knowledge and experience that he has had throughout his career and connecting with these kids about, hey, you don't have to be, 6'8" or have a crazy amount of athleticism to make it and have a great pro career. So watch the episode. One of his favorite things about basketball is the process of getting better and realizing that the work you're putting in is not only showing up for yourself, but showing up on the court for your team. So there's just lots of little nuggets to pull from Eric here. So check out the episode. It's an amazing listen. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Check out the podcast on Spotify podcasts as well. Just wanted to uplift and support the Colorado basketball community. Let me know if there's anybody that you think I should be interviewing as well. All right, check it out. What's up, everyone? We are here at the Elite Performance Center in Centennial. And today we get the privilege of hearing from a man that is the all-time leader in games played, minutes played, and every free throw statistic you can think of at Grandview High School. Yep. And is a member of the Wofford College Hall of Fame, Eric Garcia.
Thanks for having me, man.
I'm
excited to be on the show, man.
Good. Well, the first question I always ask everyone is, tell us your basketball story.
Man, from the
Wherever
start.
You want to start. Wherever you want to. You can start at high school if you want, or you can start everyone from your little kid. It's up to you.
Right. So obviously grew up here from Colorado, Aurora. So went to Grandview High School. Right. Like you said, still blessed to be the all-time leading scorer and all that type of stuff. We didn't win a state championship. That's my only regret. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun there, and then was fortunate enough to get a full ride to Wofford College down in South Carolina. Yep. So had a great experience there. Went to 2 NCAA tournaments, won a couple conference championships. I just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, like you said. So
I remember watching you on TV in the tournament. That was fun.
Yeah. So we played Michigan my freshman year and then played Arkansas my second year. So, played at Duke, played at North Carolina. All the places you dream as a little kid as a basketball player, with especially all the kids now that I'm doing basketball training with. We always talk about, where do you guys want to play? And they say Duke, Carolina, Colorado. I got to play against all those guys. It was great. Yeah. And then after that, I played 6 years overseas. So I played 2 years in Europe for 3 different teams, and then 4 years in Mexico.
Where in Europe?
I was in Macedonia, the same league that Jokic came from. It's called the ABA League. It's a mixture of leagues from Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, all these places. And then I went to Finland, and then I went to Sweden and won a championship out in Sweden, and then won another one in Mexico.
Cool. So, and you just finished up a season in Mexico, right?
I just did. I went back one more year. Still had the itch to play, and had a lot of fun. But now, kind of just looking to transition now. So,
that's awesome. So, from your time playing overseas, this is something I ask everybody who's played pro ball overseas. Is tell us a crazy or funny story. Sure, you have.
Man, yeah. So it's actually my first year, right? Okay. I'm from in the States, we're used to just how games are and how fans are and stuff like that. Well, I go to Macedonia. I'm playing against Jokic's former team. Yeah. And it's actually a home game for us. Well, they had way more fans than us. We got booed when we ran onto the court. This is my first pro game. So we're expected to lose by like 20 points. Yeah. We end up somehow winning the game, right? But during the game on a free throw, I'm sitting there and I'm ready to shoot, and I get a lit cigarette thrown at me from the stands. And then 5 minutes later, M80 firecracker goes off in the stands, and I'm freaking out. But they're all like, "Oh, this is normal."
Yeah.
So just overseas is a little different, but I wish some of the things they do over there, I wish we would bring over to the States for sure.
Yeah, definitely. There's some videos of stuff overseas, like I forget where it is, but where it's at night and they have all the fire.
Oh yeah,
lighting
so
the
that's
court.
a lot of that is in Serbia. So
Like,
I played it a few of those places. So
like that atmosphere has just got to be crazy.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome. So I mean, cool deal. So now as you kind of transition into being a trainer, what do you want people to know about you or your training style? Just give us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, so as a trainer now, I've been doing it off and on for the last 5 years when I've been back home, but now that I'm doing it full time, my main thing is just working on things that you're actually going to do in a game.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an Instagram trainer as far as posting crazy drills that don't make any sense just for certain likes. Like, I will post to promote the training, but everything we do seems simple because it's a lot of just, footwork stuff, ball handling, shooting, a lot of pros that I know they make shots at a high level. So if you want to keep playing, you got to be able to guard and make shots. So everything we do with my training, I try to pride myself on just making sure it's all game related. Yeah, you're giving them functional skills to do that they're going to do during the game. They need maybe get better at, but also even what they're already good at, making them try to get them elite at. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And if they tell me, hey, I only do this in my offense or something for their high school, college, or pro team, let's work on that. Yeah. Let's be great at those things, and then let's also work on the other things, but let's be great at a few things to start. Cool. So good. So let's thinking about your overall story. Like, what is something you want people to take away from your story that either a young person can connect to or that we all can just kind of get something out of? Yeah. So I think I kind of connect to a lot of kids because, I'm sitting down, but I'm only 6 foot. Yeah. I've never dunked a basketball. Not one time from workouts or games, never. Wow. So, that's kind of my humble brag is that I played Division I, played pro, and I've never dunked a basketball. Yep. So what I tell kids is, look, you can relate to me. Like if you might not be 6'8", it'd be great if you are, but if you aren't, you can still make it. Yeah. So, but you have to work. That's something I prided myself on. I was just a gym rat. Like I loved it. I love watching it. I love playing. I love just anything I could do for basketball. That's what I wanted to be around. So, if you're not going to have the athleticism or the height, you got to be the hardest worker for sure. Absolutely. And you can see on every level, like if you go back and I did a little internet stalking of you just to get some information on it, but like if you go on like high school, college, and into pro, like your consistency as far as the percentages you're shooting, where you're shooting on the floor and all of that are very, I guess, like I said, very elite because you knew what you were really good at. And you knew that this is how I'm providing value to my team. Right. And so it's great that you understood, like, hey, I may not be able to dunk, I may not be the quickest athletic or whatever, but I know where I'm going to be an asset, where I'm not going to be. Exactly. And actually the best advice I got coming out of college, I was second in the nation behind Lonzo Ball in assists. So I was like feeling good. But I was also realistic with myself. I knew I wasn't an NBA guy because I wasn't athletic enough, wasn't tall enough. And actually, I got invited to the Nuggets pre-draft workout, and they told me that. They said, you can shoot, dribble, all that stuff. You just don't have that NBA, measures that you need. But they said, you know what? You are still a pro. Yeah. It just won't be here. And I said, I'm okay with that. I controlled as much as I could control. And just to play in college alone, and now to do what I did, I'm blessed and fortunate. Good, man. Good. Yeah. All right. Well, last question is, what is your favorite thing about the game? Oh man, you got to pick one thing. I know it's tough. Man, one thing. Man, that's hard. You're the 7th guest. I've got 6 different answers to this point. So that's one thing already that I love about the game. There's 6 different answers, and so So I'm gonna say 2 things. Okay. I'm gonna say one on the training side. Is that one, you can never like overtrain basically. There's always something you can work on, right? And that's the thing that I grew up playing all types of different sports, and basketball is the only sport where you could one, go work on by yourself.
Yep.
You could always work on dribbling. You could always work on shooting, work on defense. You know,
Yep.
there's always something you can do.
Yep.
So I would say there's something that you can always get better at. And then for the playing side, I would just say just like the game atmosphere, but also the process that leads up to the games.
Oh yeah.
I honestly would say that process because I loved the games, but I loved everything that came before that.
Yeah.
The summers of just shooting and going to play pickup and going to do recovery. You know what I mean? Like, and then seeing all that pay off in a game setting, I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, I think what's kind of what you were initially saying about the training is like you can always get better. Like I'm a 40-year-old man and I'm about to work out with this guy.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Still trying to put that work in now, even though my career is way over and all that kind of stuff. But it's good to understand that, you know, if you want, you got to put the work in. And it's a lot of times you always hear that it's the things that people don't see that lead you to where you want to be. Right. So, well, good, man. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, E.
Of course.
Thanks for the time.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.